Hi everyone, welcome to Watercolor Drawing Workshop. This is Session 1, Introduction to Watercolor. In this session, we will be discussing about the basic tools that are used to make a watercolor drawing. Two types of watercolor are available in the market, watercolor tubes and watercolor cakes. In tubes, watercolor comes in the form of a paste. You can dilute it using water to make different shades of a color. You can also mix different colors in the same way. Before discussing further, let's get familiar with a palette which is used for mixing colors. You can also use a glass plate or any other flat surface for the same purpose. Watercolor cakes are very easy to carry and is more travel friendly. A water sprayer can keep the colors wet, which makes it much easier to use. Before you start mixing the colors on a palette, it's always advisable to keep your brush dry and clean. For this purpose, you can use either a tissue or a cloth. Now, let's discuss the different types of brushes that are available in the market. Unlike acrylic or oil brushes, a watercolor brush will always have smooth hair to maintain that flow while drawing. A flat brush will enable you to produce good straight edges or to block in color quickly. On the other hand, a round brush can produce fine lines and a variety of broader strokes. A point brush is used when you need more detailing in your drawing. You should never use a hard brush since it is not suited for watercolor. The body of a brush is divided into 4 parts: tip, ferrule, crimp and handle. Here we are taking 4 different papers with different GSM values. GSM or grams per square meter refers to the weight of the paper. Typically, the higher the GSM, the thicker the paper. When watercolor is applied onto 300 GSM watercolor paper, the color gets absorbed well, giving clear edges to your strokes. The 300 GSM handmade paper also gives a similar result, which makes both these papers best suited for watercolor drawing. But in the case of papers with low GSM value, absorption is less and so flooding of colors happens. Hence, it will not give you the desired result. In this demonstration, you can see that both A4 and newsprint papers are absolutely not suitable for watercolor drawing. The choice of pencil for the initial sketch is also really important. You are advised to use an HB pencil or any pencil with a light tone for this purpose. The sketch shouldn't overpower the watercolor drawing, which is why you should use a light toned pencil. You can also use a lead pencil, but make sure you're using a lead with the lightest tone. If you want to erase any part of the sketch, always use a soft eraser. Normal erasers are not used as it creates patches when watercolor is applied on top of it. Also, soft erasers are kneadable, so you can use them to erase a difficult edge or a minute detail. Now let's see how we can use these different types of brushes to make different shapes and strokes. If you carefully apply the pressure, you can use a single brush to draw leaves like this. A little bit of practice can help you to draw different shapes using a flat brush like this. If you get familiar enough with the brushes, you can use a flat brush to even draw a straight line. Now, this is how we use a point brush to draw thin lines and do some minute detailing. Here in this demonstration, instead of mixing colors on the palette in advance, we are mixing different colors in the drawing itself to make interesting shades and color gradients. It's all about your understanding of different colors and practice. The possibilities are endless. Now comes the bleach, which is not a commonly used technique in watercolor drawings. Bleach is used to create highlights on a watercolor drawing. Once you are done with a watercolor drawing, pour some bleach into a glass, take a clean brush, dip into the bleach, and draw whatever shapes you want on top of the watercolor drawing. Leave it for some time. As the bleach gets exposed to atmosphere, the shapes that you have drawn become more and more visible. Now, if you need a nice white border for the drawing that you're going to make, you can use masking tape on all four sides of the paper. The idea of this technique is, once you are done with the entire drawing, you can remove the masking tape, which leaves a nice white border. This demonstration is another example of how you can use a single brush to make a variety of strokes. Here, we are using a flat brush for the entire drawing. Thank you for watching. Please do try all these at home and tag us when you post them. See you soon in session 2.